Hey folks, today we're gonna go over the top tools every media buyer should be using in order to print money. In actuality, these are just tools that every media buyer should be using, period, in order to do a really good job. I just needed to add a clickbait title in there. I'm gonna be looking off into the side. I have some notes here gathered so that I make sure that I hit every single point and every single tool that we use on a day-to-day basis. So heads up. So the tools that I use on an everyday basis, these are tools that I use to just make my life easier as a media buyer. A lot of things that we tend to or used to spend a lot of time on, this just makes it a bit more efficient, a bit more smoother so that I can use my time to optimize the business as a whole, really focus on bigger swing optimizations that are gonna have a way bigger impact on the account and the business, right? So the main tools that I use for reporting are a combination of Triple Whale, the Motion app for creative analysis, and then also good old-fashioned Google Sheets to export data and to create some pivot tables. And some people like to use a combination of Google Sheets and Supermetrics. I honestly just export the data right onto there. And then I have some VAs take care of the things that I don't like to do on a day-to-day basis. With Triple Whale, the reason why I like to use Triple Whale, it's a really awesome tool for e-commerce businesses and Shopify brands. I'm able to see aggregated reporting from all ad platforms. So TikTok, Pinterest, Google ads, Facebook ads, all in one spot, while also monitoring other metrics that are really important to the business. New customer revenue, new customer ROAS, new customer CPA, et cetera, et cetera. What's also really great about Triple Whale is that you're able to integrate other apps. Most recently, maybe at the time of this recording, maybe about a month ago, Triple Whale exclusively started integrating Amazon ads in there. So you can look at your Amazon ads as well and your overall revenue, because usually that's reported separately from Shopify, but I digress. You're able to see other apps, Google Analytics, No Commerce for first-person survey data, also Klaviyo. So it's amazing to see how the business is moving as a whole, any trends, et cetera, anything that's missing. Overall, you want to analyze different trends within the business on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis to see if we're missing any gaps or just to analyze and keep a tab on things. What's also really great with Triple Whale is that you're able to install the Triple Whale Pixel. With the Triple Whale Pixel, this is first-party data, just because, hint, hint, post-iOS, we can no longer trust the data that's within the Ads Manager dashboard. So since we can no longer trust that, using a tool or using an additional pixel like Triple Whale just allows us to verify if reporting or whatever we're reporting on the Ads Manager is actually accurate. Another reporting tool that I like to use is Motion, the Motion app. It is pretty great for analyzing overall creative trends. I use it as a reporting tool, create individual links for very custom reports. An example of the type of reports that I would use would be creative or top performing creatives broken down by ROAS or broken down by CPA or revenue generated over the last 30 days. What I also like to do is to verify all the top creatives by creative type, so statics versus video. I'll create a separate report of video ads or top performing video ads over the past 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, usually 30 days, just so we have more data there. So we use those reports to analyze and make optimizations to the ad creative specifically accordingly. I also like to create a separate report for landing page analysis or for looking at different landing pages within Motion as well. Lastly, the ultimate reporting tool that I use is Google Sheets. I export data and I make pivot tables on Google Sheets. I think there's, you can never go wrong with good old-fashioned Google Sheets there. It's probably my favorite tool of all time, and also Excel. Now moving into competitive analysis. When it comes to competitive analysis, I'll use a combination of tools like Foreplay and also SEMrush or SpyFu. So for Foreplay, I'm using that to analyze our competitors' ads or to look up ad inspiration to share with a prospect or with a client in terms of the creative direction that I want to start moving forward, right? So it's a really great tool for that. It's kind of like Pinterest boards, and you can create separate kind of boards based off of really creative video ads, really creative static ads, or like us versus them ads. and you can organize it accordingly using the Facebook ads library. So I love that tool. It's a great tool to just visually convey creative strategy to the prospect or to the client. With SEMrush or SpyFu, I'm using this mainly for Google ads, and that's to overall analyze or to get a good basis of keyword research. So I'm looking at competitors and I'm seeing what kind of keywords that they're bidding on so that I can start building some kind of keyword strategy within a prospect or a new client's account. I usually use the free version. I recently actually canceled my SEMrush membership because I stopped using it as much. I just really focus on using the free version, but there's a paid version in which you can see things in more detail. Now, I wanted to also include some really great Chrome extensions that I use pretty often. The number one being Ghostery. Ghostery, I'm allowed to see what kind of pixels are installed in the backend. If you have Pinterest installed, if you have the Google Ads pixel installed, et cetera, Google Tag Assistant to see what exactly are you tagging within the landing page itself or the website itself within Google Analytics. I usually have the Facebook pixel helper on the back end, and I use that to verify or to troubleshoot the Facebook pixel once I install it into a client's website. Some additional notable callouts, I use a website called builtwith.com, and I'm using that basically when I'm scoping out a prospect or I'm scoping out even a competitor or a client, and I just want to see their overall tech stack on the back end. What was their website built with? Is it a Shopify store or is it WordPress? Whatever the case is, Magento. I'm not a big fan of Magento, but like that usually gives me an indication of how intense conversion tracking is going to be, if I have to refer to their team or defer to their team, if they have a developer on staff, or do I have to hire a developer and then charge the client for that, et cetera. And then you're also able to see just their overall tech stack. If they have a Shopify store, what kind of apps do they have installed in the back end? What are they using for reviews, et cetera. So I like that just to be a little bit nosy. I use No Limit Creatives, and this is more of a service than an app. And this is a great tool that I use to just get all of my creative production off the ground. There are other tools like this. I essentially just add in, or have someone on my team add in a creative brief on the back end, and then we get a ton of creatives to push out for a campaign, or we just have a simple idea, whatever the case is. We need it for ad creatives. So that's basically my outsourced creative team. And we recently just hired a couple of freelancers internally, but it's a great place to start. Another tool that I want to call out is the Google Ads Editor. It's completely free, and this is not a tool that I use currently. The reason why is that I focus on a small amount of clients that are spending over 100K per month and focus on very high quality work within those accounts. However, when I was a young guppy managing 20 plus accounts, it was pretty tough to manage. And so with the Google Ads Editor, I'm able to make bulk edits across many different accounts. I'm able to copy and paste campaigns, create campaigns way faster. Creating ads with the Google Ads Editor is a breeze. So highly recommend that if you're managing more than 10 plus accounts for Google Ads. Lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to ChatGPT. I use this for creative strategy, for coming up with creative copy, and there's a couple of ways to go about it, a couple of prompts in order to be super strategic with this tool and to maximize the results. However, I could spend hours talking about ChatGPT. There's other really great videos out there, so I'm going to save this for a separate video, but highly recommend ChatGPT for getting the ball rolling with creative strategy for your ads, your creative copy, whatever the case is. It's a great tool. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, comment below. Engagements are massive for the YouTube algorithm, so help sister out. I really appreciate it. Also, if you're using any really great tools out there that I must have missed, or if you want to put me on and put the audience on in the comments below, please do. And take care.